my insides, they completely turn upside down. My insides start to kind of crush together, and I start to feel an ache in my stomach, and then I start to feel nauseous like in my head, and then I suddenly get a brain freeze once I open up the first page. Now the brain freeze is not like, oh yeah, where do you live? Oh, I can't remember. It's not like that. It's more to do with the actual exam I'm doing. So if I'm doing an exam on, let's say, childcare, right, everything in my mind has been wiped of everything I've learnt in childcare. Like, I couldn't remember something like who the Taoiseach is, you know what I mean, because that's actually related to childcare. I have to know that. It's weird. There you go. Yeah, I can remember my name, my home phone, my address of where I live, my number on my phone, my number on my house phone. You know, I can remember all of those other things. It's just the actual exam that freaks me out. But thankfully, I just found out how to actually work around it, and I have done so by, well, besides last year having found out about me having testability. I'm now 30, and so I found out when I was 29. I found out how I can actually go about not having such a problem with exams as such. Basically what I would do would be to study as I normally do anyway, and then the actual day of my exam I get up in the morning, and my exam, let's say it's at 11 o'clock, right, I have to go and drink a drink of chamomile tea, and then when I go off I will probably be looking over a few more of my stuff, and that will relax my mind. So then for me to read over some of the stuff, it's kind of coming back to me. Not that I'm forgetting it or anything, but it's just a recount of what I have done. And then when I actually go into the exam and I sit down and I have my paper, before I have my paper put in front of me, I've said to myself at least 3 or 4 times, I can do this, I know I can do it, I've done this type of thing in exams before and I've done quite well. So just having the whole ability for actually going to do an exam and to be able to pass is, has become for me a great experience, because I was really confused and I was like, why can't I do anything? Why am I having such a problem with exams? Because when I did my leaving cert, yeah, I passed my first time. I only had to do once. I mean, I got 7 out of 8, and you have to pass at least 7. And I besides getting a few passes, I got a few honors as well. So I was very happy, so when this happened to me when I was, doing tests in college, I was very confused. I just really couldn't understand it at all. But then I realized, okay, I'm probably having this problem because there's so much to actually go about learning. So maybe that's why my brain is going, freaking out about the amount of things that had to be known. So yeah, that's how I've gotten through it anyway. So if you have any nauseous or any vomiting or any attacks of the stomach, attacks of like where you feel really horrible and really sick, yeah, maybe you have testability. And it's not a bad thing, it really isn't, because my life is such, it has not been changed that much. It's just the one thing in my life that's different for me is just exams. So, because I'm able to do everything else like, you know, most people can do. I just have a problem with exams because testopathy in English, well, testopathy means having a nervousness of tests so extreme that there's a huge possibility of being able to forget the stuff that you've actually learned beforehand or whatever. I found how to get over it that way. So I really hope the best for any of you that might have testopathy too. I'm saying this because I watched Popstar, the film, and I watched it when I was like 27, I think. And when I was watching the film, I was just seeing that in it, the pop star in the film, he had testopathy as well, and he was a rock star. So I was like, okay, that's like me, because I'm a writer of my own songs and my own stories, my own books, like, so I had that, you know, in common with him. But then when he went to sit his exams, he had the same kind of problem that I had, which was everything that he had learnt beforehand was just gone from his head. And I just felt really good with learning how to deal with it. So what I do is when I take the chamomile tea, I'd also probably take a small little glass full of water, and I put maybe about 3 or 4 drops of oh, what is it called again? It's this natural, like, little kind of like oil or something like that you just put in. It's for nervousness anyway, and that's what I have. Mine is extreme, but this is a good helper, and so that's how I've gotten through it. So anyone out there that has what I have, testopathy, you will be able to do very well. Just follow what I just said and you'll be fine. Don't worry about it, okay? Keep your head high, keep your head in the books as much as you possibly can, and you'll do fine your test, okay? Just to say that. Alright.